Wait, one more time. All right, cool. Oh, sorry. I like totally yanked that out of your hand.
No,
Did
it's
I?
okay.
I was just like, wait a minute. What
I
did
was
I
just
just do
helping you
there?
because you're doing it with one hand, so I just helped
Oh,
with the
okay.
other hand.
And I like totally like I felt like I just yanked it out of your hand.
No. You're fine. You're
Oh,
fine.
okay. All right. Whew. Cool.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
That was a weird start to our podcast. Hello, everybody. A lot of times, I think I just like always like to include those weird moments where we just like click and go.
Yeah.
But hi, we're here in person. No, none of us have an allergy attack like last time.
Think so. I'm okay now.
You're okay now? Yeah.
My mom had it yesterday.
Your mom had it yesterday?
Yeah.
Should we do a COVID test? I'm just kidding.
Oh God, no.
Oh. Oh, yeah. There's been a lot that's been happening these past like what 6 weeks?
It's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit. It's been a little minute. A lot has happened. People are we're related? Question mark.
Oh yeah.
If we are, that's news to me.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be talking a little bit about the holidays. It's gonna be a bit of a quick podcast. We have the hourglass here. Because I gotta be respectful of your time, and I'm also gonna be probably running a few errands.
Stuff to do.
Stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a pretty quick podcast. We have our trusty handy hourglass, so we're gonna try to go for 30 minutes. It's the end of the year. It's December.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like this year has gone super fast.
I feel like that's just in general how it feels like whenever COVID is happening.
Yeah, well, we live in a COVID universe.
It is a bit sad, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just checking your recording real quick. Sorry.
I hope it's working.
I'm super like micromanaging right now. I'm sorry.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool.
I see your thing rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like COVID. COVID's been a thing, and now it's gonna be a weird thing with the Transformer now. Omicron.
Oh
Just
yeah. I mean, it's. I was like, where did they get the name from? I was just curious because I didn't look it up.
It's the Greek alphabet. Yeah, so it's like alpha, beta, zeta, omega.
Where's Omicron?
Sigma. Omicron is one.
I know, but like
Delta. There you go, Delta.
But where is Omicron in like the anyway?
Well, much more smarter people than us know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and it does feel now that like he pointed it out this way, it does kind of like make or not that it makes sense in my head, but it does seem that way.
Mm-hmm.
He was like saying like COVID's kind of like become a flu season almost.
Well, it is. Yeah, it's coming from a pandemic to an endemic. Like this guy is like we now live with this.
Do you think there's ever a point that we're like going to be okay to like not have to wear masks and stuff?
I hope so. Like it was gonna be January to that point, but now it has been pushed back into March, and I'm just kind of like I think that's okay for me because it's like it's like over the winter seasons. So I'm just like actually wearing a mask over the winter is like I'd rather do that.
I like it, except for as a glasses person, it just steams up your glasses when you're walking around. But other than that, wearing a mask in the winter is nice.
You know what I do? I have I double mask, not because any political reason. It's just because it's like that's what I'm comfortable with. But double mask, the ones you buy, like the really cheap ones with the little wire. You put that on, and then you put like a little decorative one over it. And so
my boss does a triple layer.
What? Wait, how is that?
She does disposable mask, reusable mask, and coffee filter.
Okay. I've
Kinda
seen people.
like,
I've seen. My parent did that.
Yeah.
For a while.
It's like they use it as like the refill for those masks or the reusable masks that have the pocket for you to put.
Okay. I was given one of those masks with the pockets, and I had no idea how to use it.
Yeah, there's like refills at Daiso and stuff.
Okay, I should really think about that. Okay, that's why I'm gonna go shopping after this. So we're gonna be talking about that. Well, not the whole podcast is not gonna be depressing COVID stuff, but we also have Spotify's not sponsored, by the way. Hello, Spotify. What's up? How you doing? Spotify's year-end thing, so we're gonna go ahead and do I'm gonna do a little bit of editing, and we're gonna show each other how much are we are the same person or not the same person.
We're definitely not the same.
Honestly, we're not the same.
I feel like not in any bad way.
No,
I just
yeah.
think for sure our tastes in music is very different.
Yeah, very much so. And so we're gonna do a segment where we have no name for this segment, but
It's just the segment.
yeah, so it's just gonna be Spotify music segment.
Okay.
And across the screen it goes. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully you enjoyed the podcast today.
Yeah.
I can't do any of the music, so
You can do the music buffer. No, I'm just kidding.
no, I
versions
can't.
of it.
There's no other versions of these songs where YouTube is not gonna be like, you are copywriting, you have copyrighted material, and music is such a touchy subject too.
Yeah, that's true.
And so how should we do this? Do you do airdrop?
Yeah.
Should we just airdrop each other these things? This is like on the fly editing.
We can, or unless you want to like talk about it and read it out.
Oh, okay.
If you want to do that.
All right. Then let's start with this. Minutes listened onto Spotify, and so I guess we could just count down and just like say our number.
Or why don't you go first?
Okay, I'll go first. All right. 36,549 minutes.
Oh my God, you listen to a lot.
Do I? Is that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm only at 8,000.
8,000?
8,155.
I've seen people with like 100,000 or something.
You know what? I feel like I know why my listening time is so low. It's because I usually listen to Spotify if I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
But
it's like a radio station.
Right.
Yeah.
But because COVID was happening for a while, I didn't drive as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have a reason to put on music to listen to. So I didn't listen to Spotify as much this year.
I feel like I have a different reason why my music has been more this year. And I think this is also counting for podcasts. So there's like podcasts that I can only find on Spotify versus other platforms that I listen to. And it also counts that time also.
I see.
So I think that might be the reason. Also, it doesn't tell you in the back end how are these things are recorded.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
or
true.
like it's 36,549 minutes listened. So
it is a lot, though.
Does that mean podcast included or excluding podcasts?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It could be anything, really.
Exactly. So, yeah, my listening habits. I think I had a big road trip this year.
Mm-hmm.
Going from California to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of my Spotify listens was that trip.
That makes sense.
Yeah, doing that road trip. I think the long stretches, like going from SoCal all the way up to like Sacramento and into like Portland and Washington, a lot of that was all like Audible. I was listening to Audible most of the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah. God, that drive is a little soul crushing. We took a week off. We got from here to Sacramento. That was 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay, but driving from here to Portland was pretty harsh.
Yeah, I can only imagine how difficult that would be. Yeah.
And it was also if that car could stop honking.
Oh, well?
I don't know what's happening.
Something's going on out there.
Yeah, I know something's happening. The drive was worse because it was fire season in that area.
That makes sense.
And it was a really tough fire season too.
I always forget that fire seasons happen. But
Yeah. I would definitely do it again still. Like Portland was great. It was like nice, cloudy, kind of moody.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go on a trip. I feel like cloudy places are my favorite, but that's just because I'm like I like cold weather.
You like cold weather?
I'm not into hot weather.
Okay.
Anything that I can put a hoodie on is the best.
So are you gonna be like it cloudy is different from like snowy? You wouldn't want snowy.
I mean, I kind of like snow. I think I would want snow for only because we don't really experience snow a lot in LA.
Right.
But aside from that, like, I kind of grew up with snow.
You grew up with snow?
Yeah. Because
okay.
So when I was younger, I would have like periodic trips.
Yeah.
During the wintertime to Mammoth Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's like a ski thing that's around this area. And so every winter break during my elementary to middle school years, we would drive up there. and then I would snowboard as a kid.
Oh,
So I kind of grew up with snow.
you have more life experience than I do.
I mean, in my defense, I don't think I could snowboard now.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would be okay.
You know what's what's funny? I had like a work like all hands meetings. You know how like some places have like big meetings.
Yeah.
We had this like big all hands meeting, and one of the icebreaker was like, never have I ever, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like literally the last person with like my pinky up, and I was just like, I guess I need to go out more. I was just, it's like by the end of it, I'm like, oh my god. Anyways, so the next category, let's see, what's our next category? Oh, top song.
Top songs.
Okay, well, top singular songs. Did you do this one?
I did.
Okay.
What was your top song?
My top song is Anderson .Paak and Leia Hathaway, Reaching Too Much.
Oh.
It's from the album, let me see, Ventura.
Oh. My top song is a K-pop song.
Oh, well, go ahead.
It's called Tail by Sunmi.
Sunmi.
But
okay.
Funny enough, since you mentioned it, Anderson .Paak is also in my top song category.
Oh, really? Which, okay, well, before we get there, how many total streams?
I don't know. I don't know if it said on the one that I picked, because I picked the.
You picked the list one.
Stream,
okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, well, your top 5 songs.
Top 5 songs. Funny enough, 2 of them are K-pop songs.
Okay.
And 2 of them are Doja Cat songs.
Doja.
So I mean I think that's a hint as into who's the artist I listen to the most.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead.
But yeah, my second song on my top list was Streets by Doja Cat.
Streets by Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm. My third one was Butter by BTS, which I was like, did I listen to it that much? I don't think I did. But
Did that song come out more recently?
it did.
Oh, okay. I wonder. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I hear it on the radio all the time now, which is so... Well, anyway.
Well, go on.
It is a little wild how big they are now. But anyway, aside from that...
Oh, I know.
My number 4 song is Fire in the Sky, which is a part of the Shang-Chi soundtrack.
That's a good song.
Which I was surprised that it made it, but...
Made it to your top 5.
Yeah, because Shang-Chi's, the movie and the album only came out like...
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's in my top 4. Anyway. And my last one was Kiss Me More by Doja Cat featuring SZA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine is all Anderson .Paak song. I think the reason why is that I just discovered that album in the summer, and then I'm just like played it on repeat. So yeah, so Reaching Too Much, as I mentioned before, Coming Home featuring Andre 3000, Make It Better with Smokey Robinson, Yada, and Winter Circle, and all of those are Anderson .Paak songs off of Ventura.
I actually have been listening to an Anderson .Paak song, but it's the one with Bruno Mars.
Oh, it's the Silk Sonic thing, right?
Smoking out the window. Yeah.
That's a good song.
I love that.
That's a really good song. That album is just a fun album.
I know.
Yeah.
I always like kind of
like a throwback R&B situation.
Like dated music.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but dated. It doesn't sound like I don't know. There's like something about that album and his music that just kind of makes you feel very nostalgic for. It's
kind of like the aesthetic of all of that, right?
Yeah, it makes me think of like Soul Train.
Soul Train. Yeah, they did a music video where it was Soul Train inspired.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
God, when were you introduced to Soul Train? It was I could tell you it was Black History Month, and it was like 3rd grade, and the teacher thought it was a good idea because I think this was like the same time where I think was it like George Bush's wife or something that was like trying to do like an initiative to get people like to work out more, or like to get people to be more active, right? Like be active or something like that. And it was like an old campaign, but the teacher would thought, oh, like let's introduce kids to like Soul Train and like just the idea of dancing. And so for whatever reason, we just did that, and like during Black History Month, we just like did like a little dance thing. It was really fun. I remember it fondly. So yeah.
I feel like for me, I never really had a history with Soul Train.
Yeah.
But it's more like I've always known that it's been there, and it's always been kind of like a fundamental part of like just a lot of music that I kind of grew up with, even though I never actually watched Soul Train.
Yeah, like that,
You know?
like that TV series. I think that would be fun. I'm sure in LA there's like different places or different clubs that do that similar type of like dance
Oh,
thing. Yeah,
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they probably do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's kind of like it lives in the intersection of black culture and like ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that there is like a not a reoccurrence, but like a emergence of songs kind of fitting that era again? Like I feel like since Doja Cat's on my list, I
Right.
feel like Doja Cat saw
Hello.
Clapper.
Clapper.
So sorry.
The clapper.
But yeah, Doja Cat, her song that blew up, I forgot what it was called, is kind of dated.
I
in
don't
that
follow.
way.
But it is that it's like that 70s, the soul, the R&B.
Yeah, it's kind of like that disco retro kind of feel
Okay.
esque. Yeah,
So like a little Donna Summers.
a little bit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's just like it's like a cycle. We're kind of going back
It's
to
very
that era.
cyclical. Yeah. You know, it's weird because, Greta Van Fleet is like 70s rock and roll, like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Rush. And so I'm just like, are we having like this weird like turnaround in culture? Kind of like, hey, check it out. And the 70s is now back again.
I feel like it is because like so there's like I don't know what the best way to describe this. It's like a
Phenomenon.
disco funk.
Yeah.
Kind of like there's like a group of artists that I kind of classify in that. Two of them in particular are like The Weeknd.
Oh yeah, The
and
Weeknd. My niece is like desperately wanting me to like be a Weeknd fan, and I'm just like, I like the music. It's just I don't like people, also like with their music sometimes.
Oh, yeah, The Weeknd is definitely kind of like
I think
taste.
I think organically and like I gotta be honest, it's like I actually like it. It's just that I'm not like a super fan, and I think it's gonna have to be like one album that's gonna like blow me away.
Yeah, I think it's also because his music in a way is very different from the genres you listen to.
Yeah,
it's very pop and sad boy hours. I don't think you're a sad boy hours kind of guy.
I don't think I am. Well, sometimes, but not always. It's like sometimes, but not always.
I mean, I think your sad boy hour kind of music is a little bit different, though.
Yeah, well, that's the funny that like like music for like different times. I think it's like Han and like Odessa. That's like my sad boy hour. Even though that's like none of those songs are not necessarily like sad boy explicit.
Yeah.
I guess Porter Robinson is kind of like sad boy vibes. I think it's more sad boy vibes.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of times when I listen to Porter, my friend's gonna hate me for this, but it's like a lot of times when I listen to Porter, I think a lot of his early stuff is like, I am the White Knight. I'm just like, I'm not all about that because that sounds kind of creepy. And it's like a lot of it is like, I will find you and I will protect you. And I'm just like, what if they don't want it?
Oh my God.
It's like weird, like it's like I guess it's like a holdover of like that masculine music thing or whatever. Yeah, so that was just my gripe with that. But but I've heard recently somebody's trying to get me back on it. I was like, his most recent album is not like that. I'm like, okay, well, I'll discover it on my own.
Well, he made his newest album while going through a hard time.
Oh, okay.
So his new album is called Nurture, and part of it was that he made it during the pandemic when he couldn't do concerts and stuff. And so a lot of it is just kind of how he felt during the pandemic, which is why I'm pretty sure
it's kind of like it's kind of like a Bo Burnham.
Well, I think Bo Burnham is more of an existential dread kind of.
It hits different, but it's a very similar time frame.
Yeah. Definitely. I just think Porter's new album is much more kind of like comforting.
Okay, so it's more comforting.
Okay. But Bo Burnham is like comedy mixed with existential dread, and the fact that
which comedy generally is like existential dread.
Yeah.
So I think the next category, my audio aura.
Oh, I think mine.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, you want to go first?
Mine's was bold and energetic.
Ooh, bold and energetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, mine is happy and chill, and then we'll just swap this time so we could kind of get an idea of
I
what
didn't
each
even
of
get
them.
the picture. I just
You
know
didn't
it's
get the
bold and
picture?
energetic.
Oh, do you not get the picture?
Yeah, I think I forgot to get that one, but I
Okay.
know mine is bold and energetic.
What is the colors of that? Bold
Mine's
and
was
energetic.
purple and orange.
Purple and orange.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get a picture of it really fast for you, but it's like a purpley, pink, orange color. Let me see if I can pull it up really fast. What was yours?
Happy and chill.
Oh,
So it's kind of like
the
a
color.
Yeah, it's like a light. It's like a light to dark purple and like a mint green.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Here, this one's mine. Ta-da!
Oh, you got like a purple and orange thing going.
Yeah.
Well, you should get a screenshot so it's like so it's like a nice looking one.
Yeah, this is my screenshot.
Yeah,
I got
nice. I don't know what this means. It's kind of like horoscopy to me, so I'm just like, this is kind of cool.
I think maybe they're just assuming that it's like the type of music you listen to is very like in these kind of genres of music.
Yeah, and it's it's chill, so it's like it's not bold colors.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's interesting. It's like thinking of music and sound in forms of color.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's why the blues is called the blues.
Yeah.
Blue, right? Top genres. Should
Top
I go
genres?
first, or do
You
you
go
want me
first.
to? My top genre, funny enough, Cambodian rock.
Oh.
And I think I'm probably could explain this because I think part of it is that when I do a road trip or like driving my parents somewhere, it's always been Cambodian music or you know, whatever they want to hear. Sometimes I like play my thing. It's usually like if I do my own thing, it's gonna be podcasts
I see.
around them. Classic rock. Wait, we should go back and forth. So your first one.
So I feel like mine's is slightly inaccurate because my first one is K-pop, but I haven't listened to K-pop that often.
Oh, do you think what did you have a part in time?
Well, okay. So what I normally do because I usually listen to Spotify when I'm driving.
Right.
This year in particular, my cousin has been in the car with me,
Uh-huh.
and he listens to K-pop, and I usually do it. So whoever's in my, if I'm driving if it's just me, then I listen to whatever. But if there's somebody in my car with me, I give them my phone and say, you can listen to whatever
You're
you
skewing the numbers.
Okay, I'm not even joking. It's kind of funny how things have turned out because.
Yeah.
I did used to listen to K-pop a lot when I was younger. I still
Right.
listen to it, but not as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin's completely obsessed with it.
Okay.
Like all he listens to is girl bands, and every time I see him, he's like, "Oh my god, did you hear about this thing? Did this thing?" I'm like, "No."
It's like Blackpink or Luna or all of these people.
Yeah. Like a whole bunch of names I don't even know about. I'm just like, I have no idea who you're talking about, but I'm glad you like it.
Well, you know, there's sometimes I feel like super fan. Nat, hey, how you doing?
Hi.
There's like she's gone to the deep end of like anime, which is also very good. You know, like she's discovering her own wants and you know like these series on her own. But it was just like, oh, did you hear about this? I was like, I only know the classics. so I'm sorry. I have not dived deep into Attack on Titan or stuff like that. I don't know, like the final season's coming up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Violet Evergarden's coming back. Or should we revisit the idea of
maybe
doing
I was
a podcast
actually gonna
again?
watch a new one. There's one I don't remember the name of it specifically, but it's like Spy. It's called Spy Family.
Spy Family,
and it's coming out really soon. It's about a guy who's a spy who
Of course.
gets set up together with like a wife and a daughter acting as a fake family, but he doesn't know that the wife is also an agent and the daughter is an alien. Isn't that strange?
There's a lot in that log line that I'm like, okay, tell me more.
Yeah, it's about how they end up becoming an actual family.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna watch that one when it came out, but it's not coming out till 2022.
Oh, okay.
So next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Same. I think a lot of and I think it's like winter or spring anime season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, classic rock, as I mentioned before.
My number 2 was dance pop, so the exact opposite.
Dance pop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what dance pop is.
Honestly,
I don't
either.
Do they subcategorize like EDM? Maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. My number 3, J-pop.
Oh, that's surprising. I never would have taken you as listening to J-pop.
I think it's a weird categorization because I think it's because I listen to anime music and they categorize that as Japanese pop.
I mean, it is Japanese pop though.
Yeah. And so, yeah, there's that. Yours?
Mine's was chill R&B.
Okay.
Which
So, Little Weekend?
You know what? I haven't actually listened to The Weeknd that much, but he has a new song called Moth to a Flame, and that one's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Oh, so no wonder my niece is freaking out.
Like a moth to a flame.
Like a moth to a flame, yeah.
It's very
very apt description.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's see what number 4, soundtracks. Movie soundtracks.
I could see that for
Yeah.
you. That doesn't surprise me.
There was one weekend trip to Vegas where I started listening to like a bunch of like movie musicals that I saw back in my film school days in like high school. I mean film class, not school. That would have been an awesome school experience, by the way. Like if I did like film back in high school, that would be awesome. But anyways, yeah, so it's like Cabaret, West Side Story.
Are you gonna watch the West Side Story?
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I don't know anybody else would watch it, but I would watch it. And my like the Blues Brothers and like a Little Shop of Horrors. That
makes sense.
Your 4th?
My 4th was Lo-Fi Beats.
Lo-Fi Beats? Oh, you be doing some studying then.
Oh yeah, all the time. I feel like music that doesn't have lyrics, that just kind of helps me a lot.
Here's the funny thing is, a lot of my lo-fi beats are around the holidays, but that's like because I feel like that's like background music to like my the classroom that I help run. And so I'm like, I'll just put in some Christmas lo-fi beats, and like I guess Spotify don't count that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
because
that.
I play it like hours at a time.
Oh, that's true.
But I guess they just don't.
Oh, that is kind of strange. I did listen to a lot of Christmas lo-fi last year.
Yeah. So my number 5 is indie rock.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
I think if I were to sorry, let me think about what I'm saying. If Spotify makes it easier to like click and like select in what way is Cambodian rock is what and like in what way is soundtrack and like give you like the metadata to that, but they don't.
Yeah, I mean it only could be so descriptive, right?
Yeah. You're number 5?
I don't know what this means, but my number 5 is future bass.
Future bass.
Bass.
Bass? No, bass. It's bass.
Bass.
Yeah, do you listen to EDM a lot?
Not expressly. I mean,
like,
I think the future bass I'm personally assuming is me listening to like that pop beats that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's her name?
Not Grimes.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
You know that album she came out with? You don't know who that is.
These are name. Well, I know the name, but it's like these are songs that I haven't yet listened to.
Her and The Weeknd in particular, they came out with an album this year, and the album kind of has like a retro funk like cyberpunk-ish aesthetic to it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm assuming the future bass is, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Someone tell me what future bass is.
Yes, in the comments.
I have no idea.
Nat the superfan, go. I think indie rock. I've been going back to like White Stripes type songs, Arctic Monkeys. What was that one? Royal Blood or Blood Royal or something?
I don't remember.
Something that like my brother-in-law just got me into, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Oh. And then what's the band that did there's Alt Shift? Wait, not Alt Shift X. Alt J is an indie band that I listen to, and then the band that did Woodstock. The song Woodstock. Shit.
Now that you're mentioning all these names, you know who like I oddly feel like you would vibe with right now?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, her Red Taylor Way.
Or the new one that just came out. Yeah, her music is very indie sounding right now.
And it's probably a good way to like, because it's like Taylor Swift is something that I was like super into when she was like country.
Oh really?
And then when she's changed her sound, I was just like, I'm okay, you know. But now that she's like re-releasing all of these things, I'm just like, okay, I see you. I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Yeah, honestly, nothing against Taylor. I wasn't never really like listened to her music.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting when Bad Blood came out during that phase because she did sound very different from like how I knew her from like Teardrops on My Guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
So to see her kind of go back to kind of like having like a slightly indie sound with her old tracks, it just sounds very interesting. Also, like the stuff that she went through is kind of sad, but that's
the whole Simon Monjack thing, and like the whole her music being sold without her consent.
Yeah, it's horrible, but I'm glad she's kind of reclaiming it and redoing it her own way. So yeah, good for her.
Yeah, that it's definitely it's a newer and better situation.
Yeah,
and I think more power to her. To get like her music back. I think there's other artists that have done that before. I think Def Leppard had done that.
Really?
Yeah, there's other examples of other artists that basically they re-recorded the whole library because their business contracts weren't.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's like a countless like YouTube videos that like kind of cover that. I just saw like the hourglass just went, and it's all like 30 minutes.
Okay.
We got this is a Spotify heavy episode.
Yeah, this is the Spotify episode.
Yeah, this is the Spotify episode. So let's just
we'll make it really quick.
Well, let's go quick on the podcast. Your first one, and then we'll go back and forth.
Well, my first one, and I think all of them basically are all true crime mystery.
Oh no! Way to be the stereotype.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just kidding.
I grew up with true crime though, so I can't say that I liked listening to it because of the rise of like, funny enough, women who are into true crime podcasts. And stuff.
Okay.
But I actually got introduced to it.
You did it before it was cool.
Dude, yeah. But no, I got introduced to it because of my mom, because my mom loves true crime, so we would watch a lot of crime shows growing up.
It's a bonding point.
Kind of, yeah. But I actually found a podcast, and it's called Solved Murders, True Crime Mysteries, and it's about like a whole bunch of different cases that were solved over time.
Oh, okay. So, I see. That's the thing. I don't like mysteries all that much anymore. I guess I transitioned from like, mysteries that like get your mind going to get to the point.
Yeah, no, this one is it's kind of interesting. There are like a whole bunch of like different stories dating from back into like the mid 1800s to like currently.
Right.
And like one of the podcasts was about a celebrity who I think he got shot outside of his car.
Oh.
And it just, his death led to a revelation of a lot of his like a lot of things about his private life that he kept secret from his family.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
It's just a very interesting podcast in terms of learning about what happens to certain people.
I'll definitely will check that out, because if it's like concrete beginning, middle, and end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You will get an answer to what happened.
Yes. Mine is Today Explained by Vox.
I can see that too.
I think it all started with like me watching NBC nightly news, and I'm just like, I kind of still like want to get more of news, as much as like I try to block news out of my brain. So yeah, I think that's why
I do like Vox too. Vox is a really good channel. I haven't
great resources.
Yeah.
Vox, that one. Your number two?
My number two is also a crime one. It's called Deathbed Confessions.
Oh gosh.
But this one is more there's no like concrete solution kind of podcast.
Some of it is all like mystery. It ends in a mystery.
It's kind of up in the air. For example, one of the ones I recently heard that was very interesting was, have you ever heard of the Alcatraz escapes?
Oh yeah, with those 5 guys, right?
Or yeah, the ones that went on the boat.
The ones there was like 4 guys by the end of the boat, and then the fifth guy was like the one that like told them about
something
the
like
heist,
that.
yeah.
There were like 5 guys. One of them ended.
Not the burgers.
2 of them ended up staying behind. 3 of them got out.
Oh, okay.
But in the podcast, they were talking about how somebody years down the line wrote a letter anonymously to the police saying that they were one of the escapees. And there's a lot of evidence to back it up, but it's not conclusive as to whether or not that person is actually one of the people who escaped.
Oh, okay.
And
so there was like details in that letter that nobody else would know other than the police investigating.
And then
okay.
they were saying that there was a guy who was told all of this information, like one of his coworkers had told him, like, I am that guy, but I changed my identity. And he thought that person, when he confessed, thought he was going to die. But then he ended up surviving because he got really sick.
Oh, wow. Oh, so it was like a literal deathbed confession.
Yeah. So it's always the whole premise of the show is that it's people confessing to something that happened that they did, but on their deathbed.
Oh, interesting. Okay. My number 2 is What? Spelled W-U-T by Chelsea Harfouche and Ellie Main.
Oh, what is it about?
It's basically it's like a facts podcast. Basically, the hosts give each other like fact-based stories. I think one of my favorite episodes is when they were explaining BLM and like kind of like defund the police. My other episode that I really liked is that one of the hosts brought a story about a bear that was part of a Polish regiment.
I heard about this.
Yeah, Wojciech the bear.
Yeah.
And like the nice uplifting story about that was just like really, really nice.
I like that bear.
And so yeah, it's a really fun podcast. I think they've gone behind some of their releases, but that's because they actually have like industry film jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of sucks because it's like it used to be every week. It's like I want more.
I'm definitely gonna check that one out when I get back. I'm gonna note it down for me to check it.
Yes.
What was your third one?
I thought you were going for your third.
Oh, I'll go for my third first. Okay.
Yeah, your third first.
My third one was Avatar: Braving the Elements.
Okay.
So
is this true crime still?
No.
Okay.
The last 2 I have are not.
Okay.
But this podcast is with the actor who voices Zuko.
Oh, in Avatar?
Yeah, and the actress that voices Korra.
So and let me see. Is it like them going episode by episode?
A bit, yeah. And then they bring back different people from the show and have a mini interview with them. So, like, for example, recently they had a podcast episode where the voice actor for Aang came back on the show.
Oh, wow.
And they were just talking with each other, and he sounds completely different.
Yeah, you imagine.
Yeah, but funny enough, on the podcast, right, with Aang, or the voice actor for Aang, they were, he was saying how instead of, like, being a voice actor now, he actually is more of a director and does PA stuff and works behind the scenes now.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like that, plus discussing Avatar and
like some of the little stuff. Yeah, that's cool. My third, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Of course it is.
It's more of like when he moved from one platform to another. Some of his his older stuff, I think, just got disappeared. And it was like, oh, I want to like go back to like his Anthony Bourdain interview, stuff like his interview with like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all of these other people. So it wasn't like some of his newer ones where it's like it's kind of spooky.
I think he's gotten a little more controversial nowadays. Right?
Yeah. But, you know, he's doing his own thing. So he always strikes me as someone, he's very genuine to himself, up to a fault.
Yeah.
To a degree. I swear to God, that better be a firework.
I know. Oh, my God.
And then, well, your fourth.
My last one is Potterless.
Is that Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Nice.
So Potterless is a podcast by a guy who's reading Harry Potter, the series, for the first time as like a late 20-year-old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's just him talking about it. And it's just like, There's a lot of times where he'll be like questioning things that happens in the book, because like as a kid, right, you don't really question why certain things happen, you just kind of accept it as it is. He's just like, don't you think that some of the stuff that happens in Harry Potter is just a little bit weird?
Yeah.
Just kind of like that.
You mean the fact that they're witches and wizards is not the weird part of the story?
It's like somebody was saying before, like or no, so J.K. Rowling,
Uh-huh.
God,
We don't stand her as much as anymore.
Yeah, she was saying at some point that the wizards sometimes just use the bathroom as is, and they magic it out to clean themselves. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that somewhere, and it was just kind of like, did you hear that? He mentioned hearing that tidbit, and I cracked up. I was like, why is this in here?
J.K. Rowling has done this thing where she's retconning a lot of the things like after the fact. I was like, create new books, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to J.K. Rowling anymore.
Yeah, well, my fourth and fifth one is Crystal, Kyle, and Friends, which is basically it's like a very progressive podcast where they bring like different political people. It's very boring or interesting if you're like really into political stuff.
I'm pretty sure it is interesting.
Yeah, it is. They got my favorite guest they had is like Noam Chomsky and then Dr. Cornel West. Anything with Dr. Cornel West is a really good podcast.
That's kind of cool.
And then two American sisters. And this is like two Cambodian American creators in Seattle just doing podcasts about like Cambodian identity. So I thought that was pretty cool. I got introduced to it through my more recent supervisor, of whom she is Khmer. Yeah.
I feel like that definitely sounds like a very interesting, because I used to read like books that were related to my heritage, so I can definitely see the appeal of listening to a podcast about like
that's like it's much more focused on that. And this might conclude our little podcast here. I know we were supposed to talk about a little bit more things, but it is time for us to leave.
Yeah, we will continue this later on. Hopefully.
Yes. We didn't even get to the weird thing where somebody thought we were like actual blood relatives.
I mean, I don't think we look alike, but maybe our repertoire.
I think that's weird because it's like we've met each other in college versus high school.
I don't think I even met you in college. I met you because I came here because a friend, like a mutual person between us, like just was like, hey, I'm gonna go over to this guy's house. Do you want to come through? And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And that was how I got here.
And like ever since then we hit it off as like really good friends.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I guess we just have this sort of chemistry that just works as two podcasts.
We just seem related.
Yeah. No, trust me. If we were related, I feel like there would be more fighting. I'm just kidding.
You know what? I mean, we could be kind of like the relatives who got along. You never know.
Oh yeah, that's fair. We could have been like the Yeah, that's fair.
Or we, I could have like walked up to you to be like, "Sup, bitch."
Anyways, well, thank you for watching and going on this smaller journey. Usually we're like hours.
We'll do a part 2 to finish our Spotify stuff, and then if anything,
we should definitely do a part 2. Yeah, to finish out the Spotify thing, and then holiday plans.
Yes.
We should try to like backlog like 2 or 3 podcasts.
We will try.
We'll try.
I think we're both busy.
It's gonna be busy. Oh my god, my students are gonna be in finals week, and it's gonna be a headache.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, bye-bye.